Welcome back to Dino's Draft House for Week 3 picks and predictions. Last week I went a lousy 5-11. Not very good. Thankfully my first week was 11-5, so I just flip-flopped a bit. Now I have a total of 16-16, so technically a winning record, or at least a tied record. Anyways, let's get into Week 3 picks. For Thursday Night Football, we're going to have the Pats versus the Jets. Though I think the Jets are an overrated team this year, the Pats did get a good beatdown onto my Bengals, and they were bested only in overtime by the Seahawks. The fact is, the Bengals lose the first 2 weeks out of tradition, and the Pats may have way outrun the Seahawks, but the Pats only got 125 yards in passing to 312 in the Seahawks. Seriously, Seahawks, how did you not do any better? That is beyond me. The Pats just still do not look like a good team in my mind. And even if Rodgers is aging, he's still Aaron Rodgers. He's going to get back into the swing of things fast, and the Jets just got to win on the Titans. I think the Jets will get a big win this Thursday, and it's going to be a snooze fest as they get an early lead and then just bleed the clock. Jets win. Giants versus the Browns. The Giants are still hot doo-doo garbage. And after the game, booing Dan Jones is a little excessive, but he really is terrible. The Browns D does look hella good, and they are still going to have to do a lot of work this year. I'm about 2 more games away from being afraid of them for real, but the offense, it still just lacks anything good. Deshaun looked good compared to normal and still only had 172 passing yards. If they get rid of him or bench him, they will likely upgrade no matter what. Still, I'm going to give this one to the Browns. Eagles and the Saints. Eagles just threw away a game by not showing up in the first half of the game and really did start to put it together at the end. But that D couldn't stop Kirk and the offense for the Falcons. And then with the game on the line, a timeout left, and a kick to win, Hurts throws an interception. I think this team is on the decline for this year. The Saints are just looking scary. I'll need more time to really see how scary the Saints are, as the first week was the Panthers, but them beating up on the boys was much more impressive. Unless the boys kind of suck, that is, which is still possible. Saints all the way for this one. They will likely take the NFC South, in my opinion. Texans versus the Vikings. Sam Darnold just helped the Vikes take down the 49ers, a legitimately good team. Perhaps all this crap I always say about bad teams making okay quarterbacks look awful and developing them bad is real. Go figure. The Texans really do look like the real deal overall, and they did struggle against the Bears, though. I really don't think the Bears are all that good. 235 passing yards still, only 75 rushing isn't the worst ever, and 5.1 yards per play. I'll still go with the Texans here, but if the Vikes win, I'll have to reevaluate the way I think about them and Sam Darnold for sure. Broncos versus the Bucks. The Broncos suck, and I'm a Baker apologist. The Bucks win. Packers versus the Titans. This should be a great game here, guys. Without Love, the passing game did suffer, but I mean, what do you expect? Come on, don't be dumb. But they did make up for it with 261 rushing yards. Hot damn. Green Bay may be the real deal, and once Love is healthy, look out, everyone. If Love was in, I would think this would be easily in the Packers' favor, but the Titans may have just enough to stop the runs from all that cheese. I'm going to go with the Titans on this one, but I won't be the slightest bit surprised if I'm wrong here. The Pack is a great team, but the Titans will win. Bears versus the Colts. This game will probably be a snoozer, or surprisingly exciting. I don't like these teams, but the game could be close given who they are. When neither team is good, you can actually wind up with some really good scoring and close management. It's an even matchup. I'll give it to the Colts. The Chargers versus the Steelers. The Chargers beat the Panthers and the Raiders, and with Andy, the Panthers are about to beat the Raiders. So what does that make the Chargers? I don't know, actually. It's a dumb way to compare things. Why would you even bring that up? The Steelers have 2 wins and currently lead the North with a single touchdown. Real Steelers shit. The Chargers are going to win because fuck the Steelers. Fins at Seahawks. No great way to put it. Tua is out with a concussion. The Seahawks have struggled against two not-so-great teams this year so far. However, they did win. That or the Pats are actually okay and we're being too hard on them, but for my own sake, I'm going to go with, well, no. Anyways, I'll give this one to the Fins still, as I think they have a really nice, complete team around Tua, and I think they're going to be able to run down the Seahawks' throat really well, and that's going to make up for the loss of Tua not being in there, at least for this week. Panthers versus Raiders. Bryce Young is benched, and Andy is in. And we all know it's Bryce's fault since Mayfield and Darnold are doing just so terribly still off of the Panthers. Not really. They're both doing fantastic. So, sorry, Andy. Still probably going to do bad, but I still like you. Andy's been on this team before. He didn't do that awesome. Why? Because the Panthers are actually kind of bad. And that's even though the Bengals got to the playoffs 5 times with Andy. And he was hurt for, most of the playoff appearances. And yeah, we never won a single one of them. But you know what? Still don't care. I am going to pick the Panthers for this one. 49ers versus the Rams. Well, 49ers, you lost to Sam Darnold and the Vikings, and that's gotta hurt. Build that hurt and take it into this week. And, well, Sam Darnold might actually wind up being pretty good, and maybe he was just in a terrible situation the whole time. But you know what? Anyways, I'm going to go with the 49ers shit the bed against the Vikings, and that Sam Darnold isn't good yet. And I'm also not that sold on the Rams right now, so don't worry, 49ers. I'm going to give it to you this week. But don't fuck up or I'll never trust you again. Lions at Cardinals. I hate the Cardinals. If they beat the Lions, I'll stop being so hard on them this year. If not, I will continue. There's the wager, Cardinals. A low-level YouTuber will stop being mean about you if you win. So buck up, but I'm still picking the Lions. Ravens in Dallas. The Cowboys seem to have a head start this season on falling apart. Didn't even get to build up before being torn down this time. Record time, really. It's impressive. The Saints killed you, and the Browns got you good too. And the Browns don't even own a properly functioning quarterback. I'll give you that the Browns D is super good, and the Saints apparently look like monsters this year, but I'm going to go with the Ravens. It would be odd to see the Ravens lose 3 in a row. I mean, I would be over the moon if they did. I want to be wrong here, but I'm going to go with the Ravens. Chiefs versus Falcons. It's the Chiefs. I don't want to have to pick them, but come on. The Chiefs are going to win. Monday Night Football, the first. Jaguars versus Buffalo. And every single year it seems that the Jags have the Bills' number. I'm extremely tempted to pick them here, and just due to the fact that they historically beat up on the poor Billies every single year. However, I will not lean into the gambler's fallacy, and I will pick the Bills. I think the Bills are a far superior team. And they have started this year overall very strong, where the Jags have started out very weak. The Bills were a little weak for a minute against the Cardinals, but they came back and turned it on, and then spanked the Fins for this past week. And they had a huge lead way before 2 went down, so I know that I can trust it was real. The Bills are going to win. Then for Monday Night Football the second, we have the Commies at the Bengals. The Bengals had a great game against the Chiefs, where we totally should have won if the refs called a blatant holding at the end instead of a ticky-tack PI that normally would never be called in situations like that. Or perhaps if Chase didn't fuck up yelling at the refs, we could have gotten maybe a touchdown instead of the kick. Not to mention the clock would have burned, having the ball for just a little longer, keeping that drive alive. Maybe it was the missed extra point that should have been a gimme. And I'm not bitter. The Commies suck. The Bengals win. Thanks for joining us here at Dino's Draft House. Please consider subscribing and keeping up with all our dumb streams and videos all season. And okay, bye.